Hey everybody, John Hiley here with Tactical PDR Tools. You guys may know me from denttrainer.com, Dent Magic John PDR training, and PDR Tool Time. What I want to bring to you guys today is this new tactical tool that I had recently developed. And very interesting and unique tool that's actually, if you see here, it has a grip up here at the top that dubs as an angled blending hammer. Now what this typically does is it takes the stress off of your wrist when you're blending rails. This unique angle right here allows you to drop the tool down into place. You also have the option to go ahead and pull the handle off and attach it at any angle that you would like, making it a traditional blending hammer. You can also use the other end as a slapping tool. It does have this convenient rubber ball down here at the end that is also threaded on this side. This is carbon Kevlar. So it is a red carbon Kevlar, and it has a very unique grip down here. It's a kind of a tacky rubber grip that also has a anti-slip spiral inside of the handle. So very, very nice. All of our testers have absolutely loved that part of the tool. In fact, they've actually loved every part of this tool. Very, very interesting here that you can also, not only does this dub as a blending hammer, but you can also attach your tips and use it as a pushing tool. And you can see here that I've got 3 different tips in here. I've got a soft tip, I've got a red cherry tip, and also a traditional knockdown. The interesting thing about this, you can actually install a metal sharp tip on here as well, and you can push the dent up with a soft tip and then flip it to the sharper tip to finish it up. So that's another unique feature about this tool, is that a lot of hail technicians, including myself, we push the dents up from the bottom of the hoods using our hands and using a tool. And a lot of times the tool is quite uncomfortable on your hand. It's not designed to fall into your knuckles and used as an actual grip. So this right here gives you that solid grip so you can push up the hail dents, and if you'd like, you can just use one of the tips rather than all 3. So you can take it out, you can get these things out of your way, you can pop them on the side here. You know, whatever you want to do with this tool, you can, it's very, very functional. It's also got a spot right here for a tip if you want to flip it upside down. And another thing that we find using this tool has been very, very convenient is actually using it as a knockdown. And one of the interesting knockdown features is that you can actually hold it off to the side and slap on the back. Now, if you do happen to have the optional striking puck, we have not developed them yet, but essentially it's a circular style striking disc that you can put on the back here, and you can actually tap it out. I do know currently there's a couple tool companies that do sell them, and we'll provide some links if we haven't already made some ourselves. So you can see here that you can actually hold this on the side of your hand and slap the back of it while you're knocking down and tapping on hoods. So this tool is very, very tactical, a lot of different uses here. We actually also use it on the inside of panels. So as you can see here that I've actually got it set up with some reverse tighten jigs here and a couple S-hooks, and it is rock solid for pushing. Also have some different setups with using T-track, and have found a lot of different uses just in the pushing arena as well. And you can see here that you can actually also strap up and use it as a window pry bar. You just take your strap that you have and strap it around here and hang it down, and you can use these holes. We have also found that there are some gutter hooks that swap out really nice and connect right here, and you can push out of any hole and it will not cause the gutter hook to tilt. So that's something that's also going to be coming down the pipe. You know, the guys who purchase this tool are going to have the first option to get all the accessories, and we'll be sending out emails and kind of doing it that way, just to gauge, you know, how many of the accessories are going to be picked up by you guys. One of the other things that we've actually found when developing this tool is that we actually found this optional blending ball to be really nice. This is actually a weighted blending ball that literally the weight of it actually takes over when you're doing your blending. So you can see that when you're using this thing, I mean, it literally just takes over and it kind of takes all the fatigue off of your hand. I know a lot of people think that lighter is better, but I'm gonna tell you something, if you haven't learned how to become a really good blender, one of the biggest problems is if your tool is too light, you're gonna get user error just by how hard you've gotta swing it to make the metal move. A lot of times you can add a little bit of weight, or you can apply one of your favorite blending tips here, and you can actually use the weighted blending ball. This is 60 grams right here. So it's a heavy ball, but it really does nice. You just do not have to swing the hammer that much further. So and to me, it's kind of a myth that the lighter, the better. Because this right here with a little bit of a heavier top, it just takes over and does the work for you. So I'm definitely finding a great use for that. And another thing that we've actually been using this for is a hand hammer. So a lot of times we will go ahead and apply the blending ball down here, or your rubber ball that you have, and it kind of slips in your finger just like this. So at this point, you can actually thread on a blending hammer tip, any tip. This will accept any of your current tips that you have that are 5/16 by 18 thread, and you can actually grab this and use it as a hand hammer. So you can put soft tips on it, any tip that you want. And again, if you're kind of new to blending, or if you're an experienced technician, you're gonna find this to be an awesome tool. I mean, you can literally pick it up and just take that one last little hit that you need. You can flip it over while you're doing your work and use it as a knockdown for your blending. And it kind of, you actually get a chance to drape it over the panel, and it'll actually get your arm out of the way, which has been really nice, especially working on rails. Actually, any dent that you don't want to pick up your hammer constantly, and you want to do some blending, but you don't have to get too far back, using the hand hammer option has been phenomenal. So literally, you pick it up, and there you go. You just hit with it. And I have loved this feature right here. I've also found that pushing with these tips have been really good. Whenever you're working hail dents, and you can take one of these mushroom tip tools and just push up with them, has been phenomenal. You do have the option, if you want a little bit of a different grip, to go ahead and thread the blending ball down here at the bottom, and it'll kind of extend the grip in your hand while you're doing your pushing. So if you got a bigger hand, you can actually do some different things to extend that grip, and it works really, really well. I think you guys are gonna love this tool. The cool thing about this as well is that we're gonna be coming out with different size handles. So you can actually, not only can we have different size handles, but you can actually connect the handles to make them an extend-a-blend blending hammer. So literally, you're not stuck with this size. You know, we're coming out with different sizes. We're gonna go ahead and launch with this 12-inch blending handle, but we're actually gonna come out with different sizes, extensions. You know, there's just gonna be all kinds of interesting things that will come out down the road for this specific hammer. Very, very well-balanced hammer. And I mean, it just feels so good in your hands. I'm sure you guys are gonna love it as well as everybody else has. You know, it's interesting because when I came up with this idea, I was thinking of, I was actually thinking of how I could set this up and set up a blending hammer that had a different style grip. So essentially this right here was going to be the handle, and this was going to be the blending hammer end. I actually had them do specs to make the top of the blending hammer. You can see the 3D model here. And was toying with all these ideas and this and that. And when I got it and started working with it, the first shaft here was actually made out of aluminum. So the carbon Kevlar kind of came down the road a little bit later in the development phases of this tool. But essentially when I stuck it on here and I knew that I had this angle, and to feel this angle, the way that it dropped down on rails, and it essentially allowed you to get your hand close to the panel to where your knuckles were up against that window, and you could literally just drop it in place while you was blending your rails. I mean, essentially, to me, that was the best blending experience that I'd ever had. And you know, right then and there, it like clicked, and I said, you know what, this is not a handle. I mean, it is a handle and can be used as a handle, but ultimately, it's an angled hammerhead that it just works so well. Right here is me adding an extension to the hammer and putting it together just like that. So now you can really reach out and touch someone. When you connect this large rubber ball to the top of the hammer, this is a crown killing tool. I mean, it moves so much metal so fast that you're gonna be very, very surprised with how this works for you. And so anyhow, guys, I hope you get a chance to pick up the Tactical Elite. This is the beginning of something that's going to grow and build into something greater. So the more that I use this and the more that you guys use this tool, I know that it's going to inspire creativity from you guys out there. And ultimately, I think that we're gonna build this into a hand rig that's capable of doing all kinds of things. So if you guys want to check one out, they're going up on pre-order here really soon. You can actually get them at tacticalpdr.com right here on the bottom of the screen. So go ahead and sign up for your Tactical Elite, and I promise you, you'll be glad that you did.